80 meters, 3 elements at 175 feet. 40, we have 4/4 JK antennas on a 140-foot tower. 20, we have 3 5-element beams on a 140-foot rotating tower.
We've got Tom and Tyler on. Tom, what is your call sign, mate?
My call sign is K5 Radio Charlie.
I've watched a video, Tom, of this massive contest station that Tyler has been talking about, right? Are you a club or a charity or what is it?
Well, it's called the Comstock Memorial Station.
Yeah.
Call sign is W7 Radio Nevada.
Yeah.
And initially we put it together, my partner and I put it together as a contest station for those who are at the top of their game and need the location and the equipment. We have 8 towers and 52 antennas.
Amazing.
So we have a guy coming next weekend that's set the record in the North American QSO party phone 2 years in a row, and he's coming back Saturday to do it again.
Yeah.
So that was the initial design. We had 5 operating positions at one time. Since COVID, my partner was one of the first to die of COVID 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And that left me in a financial problem, but it also recast the station. We have one main operating position that has 3 radios, and then the other 2 are remotes over the internet.
Right.
So we have people all over the country doing remote.
Yeah.
And there is a second station if we do multi-ups. The other thing we've done is encourage new hams to come up here. Tyler wasn't a new ham, but he was new to competitive contesting. And now, after half a dozen contests, at least he's really getting good at it. He's really got it.
Fantastic. And so, how do people get involved?
Well, getting involved is word of mouth. I'm not actively soliciting new people because where I live in northern Nevada, there's a very small group of people who operate CW and Sideman. Our local radio club has 400 members, but how many of them, Tyler, do you think have HF capability?
I would say 25%.
Yeah.
25%?
I'd say 25% of them have HF, have the ability to get on HF. At least that's been of the active club members that show up, I'd say maybe 25 or 30%.
Right.
I can think of active contest members, maybe half a dozen.
And how do people hire it, get involved, join it? How do they become part of your world? How do people come and remote?
What we do, and it's not entirely successful, but those that use the remote voluntarily make contributions to our not-for-profit that's tax deductible.
I see.
And each of the operators contributes whatever their means are.
Yes.
I refuse to sell airtime.
Yes, okay.
I think that's contrary to our license agreement. But I do, it's a not-for-profit organization, so we, when we need money to fix something, I have to go, I call it special assessments.
There's an awful lot of maintenance there as well.
Have you got an 80-meter Yagi at 170 feet or something?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, this is unbelievable. So let's say somebody says, that I want to experience that. I want to experience 80 meters, in the middle of the night, whatever else. What would they do? Who would they contact?
Me.
Right.
Tom at K5RC.com. That's all.
Yeah. They say, I want to do this. All right. And they obviously need their remote in another part of your country. They've got a headset and some toys. Do they have to download some software and stuff to be able to get that remote working? Do you use remote hams or something?
Yes, there's a program that they have to use because we're only Elecraft twins. They have to have the Elecraft radio and the software that goes with that. It's not complicated at all.
Fine. So they connect their Elecraft, like a K3 or something, I don't know, through the internet to your K3 system, and they're away. And is it fully automatic, in terms of amplifier? I noticed you had some, did you have some ACOM amplifiers? Are they back in operation now?
Yeah, they're back in operation, but they're on the main station.
Uh-huh.
We use KPA 1500s on the remote. That's the screen that they all see.
Yeah.
It's got the rotator controls. It's got the antenna switching.
Right.
It's got the watt meter so they can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And everybody that remotes in uses that screen.
Fine. So, and then do they schedule with you? Say, I want to come in at 10 o'clock on a Monday or something, or?
It's pretty casual right now, but as we get more operators, definitely we'll be looking at scheduling. But that's not a problem. I'm here just about all the time.
If you've got an Elecraft at home and you want to get involved in your massive station, they can easily connect the two together and get involved. And all they do is write to you and say, I want to get involved and contribute and use the system and things like that.
That's how easy it is, yes.
Yeah.
And also they have to let me know what they're prepared to contribute.
Yes, yes.
There's only one person that got it for free. That was W1YL, famous Ellen White. Okay. And she did 5,000 contacts in 4 years.
Right. Elecraft software, can you just tell me what that is?
It talks to the remote rig that you need. You need if you buy the Elecraft Twins, you get the remote rig. It talks to the remote rig and interfaces it into the local network.
I was going to say, then you'll have to remote desktop into the computer, the antenna switching system as well. And then, so you'll need a K3, the remote rig box, and then, a laptop thing in order to remote desktop into all the antenna switching and all that stuff, rotor control, that sort of thing.
Tyler, just ask me this. What remote desktop is it? Is it Microsoft Remote Desktop or?
UltraViewer.
UltraViewer, thank you.
Tom, is there a website where they can, before they get in touch with you, they can understand more about this at all?
W7RN.com.
Although I believe you've got something over 50 antennas there. Can you just take me, I know you've probably got transmit and receive, but on the transmit side, just very briefly, from 160 to 10, roughly what are we looking at?
So the main antennas, 160, we have phased ground planes.
Yeah.
Two-phase ground planes. And, of course, the top is they're 120 feet high.
Yeah.
80 meters, 3 elements at 175 feet. It works phone NCW.
Yeah.
40, we have 4/4 JK antennas on a 140-foot tower. 20, we have 3 5-element beams on a 140-foot rotating tower.
Yeah.
15, 24 elements on the same rotating tower. 10 meters, 24 elements on a 125-foot rotating pole.
Yeah.
So that's the highlights.
Yeah, that's a good highlight. I like it.
You want to tell them about the receive array, Tyler?
Go on, Tyler. Tell me about the receive.
Yeah, we're working on an industry first, a hobby first receive array. It's I think there's 18-foot vertical antennas all arranged in a big circle around a central hub, which all go to a phasing lines. So each of the 18 antennas are separately phased. So it's a highly directional antenna depending on the phasing between them, right? So as the antenna propagates through sort of all of these antennas, we phase all of these 18 antennas to one summing point before it gets shipped back to the shack as a different receiver. So you phase them all based on the direction that you want, because you want that signal as it hits that first antenna to arrive at the same time as the last antenna gets that same signal. So you can phase it for a particular direction as well as an elevation, because obviously your timings are slightly different. So it's going to have a control for direction and an azimuth control, all passive, all just based on the phasing harnesses of this antenna. And there's, like I said, I think there's 18 of them. And then we're working on an additional 8, I think, or an additional, I think an additional 8 that'll be a null, so you'll be able to steer a null as well. So basically, it's phased very similarly, except it'll be flipped. So you'll be able to say, okay, I don't want to hear this guy, and I want to hear this guy at this elevation. And so you can null somebody out and receive somebody else out. As far as I know, it's the only receiving antenna array of its kind anywhere.
Was that a project that developed over time, or did some complete nutter, maybe Tom, come up with the idea?
No, it wasn't me. A fellow by the call sign of WX7M.
Yeah.
He's been an inventor all of his life.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the machinations he's come up with. And he had to sell his home and his property. So I volunteered to build the array for him. And Tyler and I and a couple of others took all summer to put the bloody thing up.
How much coax has that used?
Well, it's
a lot. It's all 50 ohm, so it's I'm sorry, it's all 75 ohm, but it's an incredible a lot. I mean, each line, just the phasing harnesses alone, I think have 100 meters in them. No, more than that. I mean, the longest one's 100 meters, and then it's so it comes down to like a centimeter, then 2, then 4, then 8, 16, whatever. So you can pick how much of a phasing line you want, and I think the longest one is 100 meters.
Like a matrix.
Yeah, it's a lot, a whole lot.
And each
it's 19-inch rack gear. There's four towers of 19-inch rack gear just to hold the phasing lines.
There's more microprocessors than you can count.
Yeah, I'll bet. Fantastic. Okay, so I mean, this is a fantastic project, Tom, and I'm lovely to talk to you. By the way, I saw you on that video with Tyler. I sent you a link to a video where you got to mention who created that video. Do you remember?
The video was from Bobby W6IWN. He's got a YouTube channel. He's one of the club members. One of the club members here. Another great guy. Lots of great videos.
The K3s are very inexpensive right now, and you use them in terminal mode.
Yeah.
The mini K3 and the K3 zeros are almost impossible to find. So the price of K3s has come way down since the K4.
Yeah. Okay. Could I do this with a K4 as well?
No.
Bollocks.
No, they're still after what, 3 years, their remote software is still in beta test.
Yeah. I am possibly going to pull the plug press the switch down for a K4. I just wanted to make sure all the software was settled before I did that, though. That's fine. Your days went all the way back to the control room down at NASA. I've seen a picture of you in Mission Control. Is that right?
Yeah, I spent 14 years at Mission Control Houston.
Wow. So did you know Gene Kranz?
Oh, he was the first one that gave me a professional butt chewing for something I screwed up.
Really?
Oh,
was he as tough as his book mates out?
He was a taskmaster.
Yeah.
But we were all part of the team.
Yeah.
So if I got chewed out, it didn't mean he was belittling me. He just didn't want me to do it again.
Yeah.
Just to close that thought.
Yeah.
I moved to Houston on my own just to be part of the team. I was living in New York City, and I heard President Kennedy say we were going to the moon by 1970.
Yeah.
He was talking directly to me. And so I did everything I could to get on there, and I spent 14 years there. Learned two things.
Yeah.
We just made up our mind to go to the moon, and we did it. What's your problem? Right? What's your challenge? Yeah. And second was Gene's famous lines in the book cover. failure's not an option.
Yeah.
And I've lived by those two things ever since.
Fantastic. Did you do Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, or?
No, just Gemini, Apollo, and Skylab.
Yeah, and Skylab, yeah.
We didn't start controlling till the middle of the Gemini program.
Oh, I see. Yes, there was Mercury, then there was Gemini, and then Apollo.
Exactly.
See, I was 10 years old, Tom, when you were working all night long, and Neil said those famous words, a quarter of a million miles away. I think it was nighttime. My dad got me up.
Yeah, I was on the night shift. You know, it's been, I'm blessed with my background.
Yeah.
And I've done ham radio for the whole 65 years.
Yeah.
Even when I was in college, I had a roommate that had a Collins S line and a 5-element 20.
Wow.
So, like most people had to quit during college, but I did my homework in front of the radio.
Yeah. Bless you, my friend. All right.
Thank you.
You stay cool and enjoy yourself. I've got to come up with a thumbnail and a title for this, but I'll talk to Bobby, get some great footage, and we'll wrap it up and see if we can get half a dozen people who want to do 80 meters at 175 feet.
It's
1,500
It's quite
watts.
the experience sitting in that control room.
Man.
I'll tell you that.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What?
I came from 100 watts and a DX Commander, personal antennas is the only thing I'd ever worked. Since then I've purchased a Yagi. I haven't put it up yet, but and bought an amplifier because I realized, oh, this is how you do that. Okay, I got it now. It's quite the station. It is quite the station.
It is another dimension. Yeah, indeed. Brilliant. Well, Tom, just leave your browser running. When I hit the end recording button, you will see everything's uploading at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Wish Tom all the best. Let's keep his station running. Tyler, by the way, does all the DX Commander drawings, so he knows everything before it ever about a year before it gets to market. All right, so all the best to you. Bye for now.
Bye.